Precepts, just feel free to just let them fly. You know, even if I'm in the middle of something, just, hey, I got a precept. You see what I'm saying?
Shalom.
Oh.
Yeah. Use your phone for that. Okay. Use your phone for that. I see what's Shalom.
Shalom.
I want to first start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Hakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect, preaching and teaching His word in truth and all sincerity. With the GMS Dallas Body Camp, and we come back at you with another Saturday class going into Revelation chapter 5 in America. Okay, you're not going to see America in the scriptures, but what? The Lord gave us the dollar currency anymore. They're going to drop the petrodollar and do their own thing because what? America has gotten riches through what? Injuries, deceits, okay, rape, robbery, and murder. And everybody's starting to be hip to that game that Esau, Edom is spreading throughout the world. But first, you got to have the understanding of the scriptures to be able to teach. You got to have the understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, which is the prophecy, so that you can teach yourself and not only yourself, others as well. Okay? So we can go ahead and start in Revelation 17:1.
I got a script for you.
Oh, you got it, brother.
Okay. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and 12, going back on your point on the importance of knowing where we are. Because 2/3 of our people, you know, you so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, they don't care where they're at. They don't care about America being Babylon. What does that have to do with me? This is Proverbs 21. He considers the house of the wicked. And who's the wicked? Malachi 1:4, Esau, Edom. So if you're wise, you would be considering where the hell you at, man. And it just so happened to be, we're in the most hated land of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Right, and this is why I fear in the Lord. Right, we're trying to figure out what do we need to do to be protected from the destruction that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is about to commence upon this place, man.
Yep, that's right. And through that wisdom, through the understanding of these scriptures, we can see that the end is near, man. What if Peter said in 1 Peter chapter 4, he says that the end of all things are at hand, man. Okay, so with the end, everything being at hand, we have to be able to see exactly what's to come. The scriptures say, a prudent man foreseeth the evil. You see? So we can go ahead and start with that Revelation 17.
This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 1. It says, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
Right, and this is John the Revelator speaking on the island of Patmos, man, okay? And the Lord was dealing with him through an angel to show him the prophecies of the end, okay? He not only showed him what is America, he showed him the mark of the beast, okay? And those many waters are talking about the other heathen nations, okay? Because the scriptures outline America as being a melting pot. All these nations would come over here and flow unto America because what? There's to be able to just have you, what? Freedom, which is freedom. Pretty much. Okay? So read that one more time, brother.
This is chapter 17, verse 1. It says, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither. I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. With whom?
Now you got it. The many waters, democracy all over the planet Earth, and then these other nations being in bed with him as well. Okay? Let's go to, matter of fact, read verse 2 and hold Nahum chapter 3, verse 1.
This is Revelation chapter 17, and we in verse 2. Fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy.
We're going to start right there at verse 2. Read verse 2 one more time.
That's like it. Verse 2 from the top, it says, with whom the
set and understanding that, and they what? They told him to get the hell out, man. That's why you had a whole bunch of, heathens rising up against them, and they was getting the hell out of Afghanistan, man. Okay? And some of them, they loved it so much, they was jumping on planes, damn near killing themselves, man. You're batting the eye like, damn, we messing up. We got to...
And it says, and the inhabitants of...
appreciate feminism, okay? They put these women on a pedestal here in America, okay? And these other nations... they worship the hell out of America, man. That's why they want to come over here, man. They love to worship idols. And America is the primordial, okay, idolatry nation, man, right now. You know, they have an idol, which is what? Jesus Christ. They have an idol, which is what? Islam, okay? These nations do not want to accept the fact that there is a power and authority, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushua, that is set above this planet, man. Set in rulership. But that's why it says that he's come back to take many crowns, okay? Get that Jeremiah 51:7, Bible Shah, and then we're going to go to Nahum.
Okay, it was a little more.
Oh, yeah, keep going, brother.
Verse 7, Isaiah 28:7. But they also have erred through wine and through strong drink are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred up your sleeve.
Yep.
God made man with knowledge, and you see. But that's a prime example of, Israel's so-called leaders and prophets, man.
Yep.
That's erring through Babylon's juice.
Yep.
And ultimately, they're going to tell you there's nothing wrong with this. It's June. Ain't no microchip, So a lot of our people, like Yahushua said in Matthew 15, they be blind leaders of the blind, and both shall fall into the ditch. So this is the importance of understanding, man, where you at, and what prophecy speaks about, man.
Yep.
What the end goal is.
You got a precept, brother?
Yeah, right quick. This is Hebrews 12:16. It says, and this is going into Esau and how the Lord made him to be the wicked upon this earth. It says, Hebrews 12:16 says, lest there be any fornicator or profane outside the temple, outside of what's written inside these scriptures.
Yep.
All right, this is how he's ruling this world in wickedness right now. He's ruling this world in wickedness and everything that's contrary to these scriptures, as the brothers is going into. And inside of the book of Colossians 2:8 says that beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of this world, and not after Hamashiach, when it comes down to it. And that's Esau Edom, man. He's trying to trick the whole entire world into being outside the temple, as he is, man. All right, you got it out.
Yeah, pie, brother, the water. Get that Jeremiah 51:7.
God, this is the book of Jeremiah 51 and verse 7. And it reads, Babylon had been a golden cup.
Yeah, see, Babylon, okay, which is America through the scriptures, okay, it's been a golden cup. It's been a golden cup to these other nations, okay? It's been a golden cup to 2/3 of our people. Because what? They have gotten comfortable in the security and what convenience can give you, okay? You can get your ass up and go get Mickey D's. You can go get you some liquor. You can go to your job and get off when you want to. You can do VTO, you see? But it wasn't like that, okay? Our people forget that just 150 years ago, you was getting your backs whipped, you see? Our children was getting taken from us, you see? Keep reading on that.
God, I'm reading again from top. It says, Jeremiah 51:7.
Yeah.
Babylon had been a golden cup.
1958, okay? And he's going to talk about that little hour that they've had. From 1958 up until the year 2000, the EU has been reigning, and these other heathen nations been reigning with them. That's why the Lord said he going to snatch the crowns off all their heads, man. He coming back for all these leaders of this planet Earth right now, so-called leaders, okay, the elite with all the heathens. He coming back.
All the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore, the nations are mad.
Right. Therefore, the nations are mad. That's why you got Israel having to defend itself from rockets and tomahawk missiles being shot at it on a daily, man. Because they understand, man, you've been fooling us trying to get these damn Amalekites to be set up in power and be safe. We don't need to protect these damn devils, you see? So they about to blow Israel off the freaking planet, man.
That's right.
You got it.
Yeah, I got a quick little scripture, going to a tumble because the nations are realizing the side effects of laying down with this whore.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So this is Proverbs 29 and verse 2. It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And we see that happening because they see that the wicked is ruling. They've been sitting here laying down with this whore, taking on the philosophies of this whore. And they seeing the side effects of these philosophies. They're like, man, we don't need this man ruling over us.
Right.
Just going back up to our point.
I got something. This is that word mad in Jeremiah 51:7. That word is that root word is halal, and when you go to the Strong's definitions, it says some of the stuff that goes into it says to shine, hence to make a show, to boast, right, to rave, right, and that's something their populations. They're making it known that America is basically the enemy of the world.
Yep.
And they're simultaneously preparing for war. So that's that forefront. They're pushing.
Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him. And that's that golden cup. It says, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's exactly what Esau has done in Iran. The latter part of last year, they was over there revolting, because they didn't want to wear their hijabs. And it caused a whole bunch of insurrection and just chaos and confusion in their land. So the men, like they stood up like, bro, like, listen, enough is enough with America's bullshit, man, of America's philosophies, you know, because with that, America's pretty much put shame on all these nations, man.
Yeah.
Made people forget. This is why you got Moab. They're leaving. They left their culture, all these nations, they left their culture because of Esau's bottle, man.
Yes, I do. Okay. Read that next verse.
God, this is Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
Yep.
Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be that she may be healed.
Yeah, see, this is what we're looking at right now. See, all the economy done crashed. You done had what? C-19 take a blaze to the industry of just all type of business over here 2 years ago, and ain't nothing come back yet. You see, it's still businesses ain't came back yet. Especially little mom and pop stores and little black-owned businesses, as you like to call it. They couldn't jump back from that. That's because Babylon is falling, man. You see, and it ain't gonna be healed. Read it one more time, brother.
Got you. This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed.
Yeah, if so be she may be healed. Which that's rhetorical. It ain't gonna be healed, man, because the Lord has its eyes on the sinful kingdom. He finna destroy this place. Keep reading on that.
Con verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed.
Yep.
Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country.
And that's exactly what we seeing. We seeing all these heathens go back home. A lot of heathens getting out of bed with her, just like the brother broke down. Moab, you see, Ishmael. Everybody looking at this place like, nah, we ain't gonna keep on doing the one night stand with this bitch right here, man.
Right.
You see, it's
In the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
right. And those 7 heads and 10 horns. That's broken down in Revelation chapter 13, verse 1.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast.
Right, that woman talking about America, the whore, okay? And that scarlet colored beast, that's talking about horse in Revelation chapter 6. Right. It means the sword, man, and blood and death. You see, that's Esau Edom all the way. And what did he do? He came out red and hairy, like a red garment, because his blood shows forth through his skin. Go to Revelation chapter 12, verse 3. I'm shot.
12 and 3.
Yeah.
Well, Revelation chapter.
real quick, also too, that red beast is really specifically more NATO and the EU.
Oh, come.
You know what I'm saying?
Water, brother. Because you got the EU pretty much encompassing the power and authority under Esau Edom. But read that Revelation 12 and 3, I believe it is.
Revelation chapter 12 and 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon,
See that great red dragon? You see, keep reading.
having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Right, because see, Esau, he's primarily over there all that. You see, everybody done jumped in bed with him. So to link all those things to Esau and Edom, okay, the EU, like the brother just made a correction on, because they have the power and authority. We don't have a seat in none of that. When you go to Psalms 83 and 5, it says all these other nations came and consulted together against us to cut us off. You see? Read that one more time, brother.
Revelation 12 and 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads.
Right. And the 7 heads and the 10 horns, okay, Germanian major, Germanian minor, the French, the Spanish, okay, the British, those are the 7 heads right there, and the 10 horns, which we can find.
Stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea.
Right, that beast is talking about the same nations, EU, okay, EU and NATO. You got it?
It says, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
Right, because all these nations are in bed to cut off Hamashiach, okay, to cut off the nation of Israel, primarily Yahushua, okay. So read the rest of that one. Slavery today. Get Exodus 21 and 16. Somebody, you got a precept?
God got the Sirach.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit.
See those riches gotten by deceit. That's the verse 4 when it says the purple and scarlet color decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. So you took all of our jewels and our artifacts out of the temples back in the ancient world. okay, when you were right there with the Babylonians taking us into slavery, when it goes into Psalms 137 and 7, it says, somebody get Psalms 137 and 7, because it says, rise or raise it to the foundation thereof. That means take us out of power, destroy our foundation, and put, and
I got it.
you got, read that.
This is Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand,
Right.
he shall surely be put to death.
Right, this is how Esau Edom got all the purple, the scarlet color, and the silver, everything decked with gold. He got that off the back, so you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. You see? This is how Esau pretty much got a head start above all these other nations and got into power, man. Okay, the Lord blessed him with the fatness of the earth, but it had to be through what? Him putting the yoke of iron on the backs of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man. You know? That's it on that. You got it.
Okay. I just got a quick precept just to land back, and also if I can also add before I get this precept.
Yeah.
Another way to know that this is speaking this is speaking about Esau Edom, because when you read that parable in Luke the 16th chapter concerning Lazarus and the rich man was decked with what? You know, purple, scarlet, man. With scarlet in the ancient world, like it's not, bro. That was if you had scarlet on you, you was highballing.
Yeah.
Because the process on how you had to get that. You know, came through those seashells, man. You know, and this is speaking about Babylon the Great, right? And the accumulation of wealth that she has ascertained unto herself by these unrighteous dealings. Fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and all Thyine wood, and all manner vessels of ivory, and all manner vessels of most precious wood, and of brass, and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beast, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves. Going back to Exodus 21. He that stealeth the man, it says, and slaves. And who are those slaves? Us tribes, man. You so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, which we are yet this day in our captivity. It says, and slaves and souls of men. You know? And this is what makes America so-called a first world country. And this is what has made these people so at ease, because it has everything at its fingertips, man. You know, it has all the earth's, most precious resources and human resources. That's why I mentioned souls of men. You know, but that was my point.
Nah, you have to water, bro, because look, that's why we're going to get Psalms 137 and 7. Because how do you think he got some of those things that it was described like the Thyine wood, okay, and that flour and those jewels and things like that? He uses some of it. He sells some of it to these heathen nations and whatnot. But he has the bulk of gold and all that. He got that from us.
Fort Knox.
See? Yeah, Fort Knox. You know?
If I may add,
Yeah.
there was a segment that was on History Channel. They were showing some of Queen Elizabeth, like her vault. And man, this woman had 40-ton solid gold chariot.
Yeah.
That they had taken from the Hamites. So they say the Africans. And they showed a picture of this, and they showed all of her gold. I mean, it was miles of bullion gold. But this chariot was 40 tons of solid gold. She just had sitting there. You know, so just going in exactly what they said. That's what these people are, man. When they lies, they thieves, man.
We did some. You got some?
If I could also add, the false prophet, which is the Vatican. Man, bro, they have hella things underneath the Vatican, man. Like it's a whole city underneath, the Basilica.
57 miles.
How many miles? 57 miles of underground. It's a whole nother city, man. And who knows what's down there? You may have the real book. I ain't gonna say that, but who knows, man? But yeah.
Now for real, great points on that. You got it.
Psalms 137 and verse 7. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem.
Yeah, see, remember Edom in the day of Jerusalem when we had pretty much a stronghold on these nations, man. Under King David, okay, the mighty man, under King Solomon. Remember Edom, because Edom was always in the background doing some fuck shit, man. Okay? Salaki for my language, but I gotta paint the picture, You had Haman, you had Doeg the Edomite. I mean, you had Edomites everywhere. That's why we had to have that grip on them, because they were sneaky little demons, man. You see? You got it.
Who said, raise it,
right,
even to the foundation thereof.
Right. Destroy them. You see, get the foundation, which is the temple. Okay, get their laws away from them. Okay, because they understood when we were right there with our power and we were serving Yahweh Shem Yahushua, couldn't nothing touch us. You see, so they say even to the foundation thereof. And what's our foundation? Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You know, keep going.
Verse 8. O daughter of Babylon.
Daughter of Babylon. Why is it saying daughter of Babylon? Because they're talking about Esau in the future tense too, man. They understood that Esau had the blessing too. Okay, it was people back in the ancient world that knew the prophecies too.
Right.
You see? You got it.
O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed.
Who are to be destroyed. Okay? America, Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed. You see? Shalom. You got it.
Happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
Right, and happy will he be, okay, first, Yahweh Shah, okay, and the rest of the elect under King David, happy shall he be that reward you, just as you rewarded us, man, with what? Hardcore slavery, taking us out of our temples, man, putting us in the Babylonian captivity, the Medo-Persian captivity after that, along with them damn Iranians, man, in the ancient world. That was all Esau's doing, man, but the Lord sent them heathen at us for what? Going off on the law, statutes, commandments, man. You know? Is there any more on that?
Come on, that was the rest of verse 8.
Okay, that's good. You got it.
Yeah, this Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5 in NLT. And I'm gonna read down. It says, wealth is treacherous and the arrogant are never at rest.
Yeah.
They open their mouths as wide as a grave, and like death, they are never satisfied. That's how Esau is covetous, always coming to take what somebody else got.
Yep.
You see, that's why he's all in war with all these other nations.
Yep.
But it says, in their greed, they have gathered up many nations and swallowed many peoples, including the nation of Israel. The Lord said, precious the blood of the saints, and they shed our blood and did all types of atrocities toward us. But it says,
35. Now you got it.
yeah, verse 6, it says, but soon their captives will taunt them. They will mock them, saying, what sorrow awaits you thieves? Now you will get what you deserve. You've become rich by extortion. They become rich.
You see, these heathen nations still be mocked.
6 in verse 7, it says, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked.
See, the Most High not mocked. You're not going to keep us under your foot. Okay, Esau, Edom, and you other heathen nations. The Lord about to come for y'all, man. You see, he not mocked. Read that.
For whatsoever a man soweth,
Whatsoever a man soweth,
that shall he also reap.
that shall he also reap. So everything that you done put on us, captivity, okay, you heathen, mocking us, looking at it as a reproach, calling us the same words that this Edomite calls us, niggas, spicks, tomahawks, Uncle Tom, all that y'all doing with Esau, Edom, you going to get everything turned on your own damn head too. Because Amos chapter 1 outlines all y'all asses. It says, for the 3 transgressions of Edom, Gaza, okay, Tyrus, which is you Hamites, all of y'all going in slavery, man. And we're going to be able to mock the hell out of y'all. You see? You got it, bro. That numbers. Oh, you got it.
Numbers. I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Numbers chapter 35 verse 33. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land.
Right,
wherein
you polluted
are."
the land, Esau, Edom, okay? It says don't even remove nobody's landmark in lands, in the book of Deuteronomy. You have done that when you came over here in America. You got it, brother.
Numbers 35 and 33.
Yeah.
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land.
Right, you defiled this land over here, okay? That's why the Lord gonna shoot 200 million missiles over here and destroy you and everybody on it except the elect. You see, go ahead.
And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
That's the only way the Lord can get his get back on you, by shedding your blood over here. You see? And the elect want that to happen. Okay? We hate you just like the Lord hates you. You see? You got a point, Oswald?
Con, I just had a scripture here in the book of Job, 24th chapter.
You got it.
Right, this is Job chapter 24 in the NLT, starting from the top. I'm just gonna skim through it. You know what I'm saying? It says, "Why doesn't the Most High bring the wicked to judgment? Why must the godly wait for him in vain?"
Yeah.
Verse 2: "Evil people steal land by moving the boundary markers. They steal livestock and put them in their own pastures."
Yep.
And we know who these evil people are that Job is addressing, because Job is a very dark book.
Yeah.
You know, going to, dark meaning parabolic sense. You know, how you have to be spiritual minded. You know, only the prophets can search these things out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Right, which we know this is speaking about Esau, man. Because who else is doing it? That's why when you read Job 9:24, if not, where and who is he?
Right.
So if the self-proclaimed white man isn't the wicked, right? If the self-proclaimed white man isn't the one who this is speaking about, that means there's about to be another nigga that's about to be worse than this man.
Yep.
And that's bad. That's real bad, man.
That's right.
So I'm gonna read this again. It says, evil people steal land by moving the boundary markers. They steal livestock and put them in their own pastures. They take the orphan's donkey, and that's what they did to Gad, you know, Reuben, you know, our Latino tribes, our Latino brothers and sisters, man. You know, start with Christopher Columbus. His ass came over here, man, you know, and brought AIDS and bubonic plague and all types of diseases. And over here, just Gad and Reuben, you know, teaching him how to live off the land. And pictures of, I say ancient, but older pictures.
Right, so because he knew that the tribes traveled with the buffalo, the way of the buffalo, they got their food, their tents, and a lot of things off the buffalo. So once again, he's doing the same thing because nothing new is up under the sun. So as he ruled then, he's still ruling now, and there's evidence to point out, man, about this man's wickedness.
And that's the spirit you said that, bro, about how he shot the buffalo to bring the people in subjection. Esau ain't the wicked. Who is? Right, verse 4. It says, verse 3, Salakia, they take the orphan's donkey and demand the widow's ox as security for a loan. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to, you know, take the pledge of an orphan or of a widow. Verse 4, the poor are pushed off the path. And who's the poor? The same one that the gospel is addressed to in Isaiah 61. The Israelites, we've been pushed off the path, man. We've been removed through the four corners of the earth via this man. It says the poor are pushed off the path. The needy must hide together for safety. Right. And man, Gad and Reuben, you know, once again, they was hiding away from this man. You know, embraced him with open arms. You know, Psalms the 55th chapter, you know, the 20th verse. You know, how he spoke with, you know, with his words like smoother than butter. Poor must go about naked without any clothing. They harvest food for others. See, they harvest food for others while they them tribes. Like this man, bro, this man came over.
And covenants in your mouth, Psalms 50 and 16, you know, because these scriptures condemn you, man. Okay, everything you do is set in controversy or contradicts Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. But you got the nerve to put this book in law rooms, okay, in courthouses, and put your right hand by it, talking about whatever you say is true can be held against you. Well, you've been lying the whole damn time, man. You know, but you go with verse 5.
Okay. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 5. It says, and upon her forehead was a name written. I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
That one, Isaiah 59:19. You got some more on that?
I grab it in NLT for you.
Con, you can.
Revelation 13:7 in the NLT. And the beast was allowed to wage war against the Most High's holy people.
See?
And to conquer them. And he was given authority to rule over every tribe and people and language and nation. And all the people who belong to this world worship the beast.
Yep.
They are the ones whose names were not written in the book of life before the world was made, the book that belongs to the Lamb who was slaughtered.
Yep. And we're seeing that happen before our eyes, man. People are being desensitized to the CBDC right before it even falls out.
Man.
So what? When they institute it, people gonna be already understood and programmed to take that mark when it comes, man. And we ultimately know what that is going to reward them if they take that in their hands or their foreheads or wherever, you know, on their body. You see, he's already getting people used to it. So once the enemy comes in, they already gonna be primed to do that, man. You see, but our people, they don't want to understand the prophecies with men out on the highways and byways to let them know they don't want to take heed. So this thing is going to catch them off guard, and that covenant with death that they made with this devil, it's going to be disannulled, man. Right. You see, the Lord going to pull back that covering off of them, and Esau, Edom, man, he going to come down with that great wrath that spoke about in Revelation 12, man. You see? You got the Isaiah?
I got
59. Okay, you got it.
Isaiah 59 and 19. Mm-hmm. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. Mm-hmm. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua shall lift up a standard against him.
See, the spirit gonna lift up a standard against him. And we saw a little bit of that spirit lifted up that standard with Judas and Maccabees, man. Okay, back in the book of 2 Maccabees, how they was warring with them Greeks, man. Okay, hey man, that is about to be lifted up again. And this time Esau Edom, he ain't gonna be able to touch the elect, man. They gonna, man, hey, Lord willing, we them man, we gonna give Esau Edom just what he looking for, man. You see? Because the Lord, not only is he gonna disannul the covenant that 2/3 made with him, he gonna disannul that blessing that Esau Edom had, man. That sword. He gonna get it with 2/3, but that sword, that's gonna be disannulled when it comes to the elect. You see? That's it on that. You got it, brother.
Yeah, this is just wanting to know what the brother was saying. This is Obadiah 1, sorry, 17 points and 18. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
Yeah, see, on the Mount Zion, on top of Mount Zion, there should be deliverance.
Yep.
It ain't gonna be on the top of Mount Ammon or you see what I'm saying? These other heathen nations. There ain't gonna be no deliverance for y'all, man. So you can put this book down in your synagogues and in the mosques or wherever you trying to study at, because ain't gonna be no deliverance for y'all, man.
Yep.
Read that again, brother.
Obadiah 1 and 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance,
Yep.
and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
Yep.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau.
Yeah.
For the Lord has spoken it.
Yeah, see, the Lord done spoken to your end, Esau Edom. You see, you just gotta play it out. That's, man, bro. Let me turn. But hey, seriously, the end is already written in the scriptures. You see, we just gotta see it play out.
If I can add, hey, that's spirit. You said that the end is already played out because who is the end?
Yeah.
Esau.
Right.
Second Ezra 6 and 9. I mean, Esau is the end.
Yep.
You know, and anybody, even a secular person, somebody that's in the world, they'll say, yeah, we in the end. You know, so that proves that, bro. Esau he's gotta be the one that's over this beast system that we're reading about in Revelation 17, man.
That's right.
Bro, if I may, just a quick point, because just to land back off what you said, because I just came from the dealership, you know, getting my car maintenance and had some other things I had to take care of with it. But the Edomite that was, you know, pretty much doing, what do they call them? Like assessors. Like he was the one, like on the computer, like typing up everything that I needed. You know, we was just chit-chatting and stuff like that. He was asking me things and I was asking him things, and he was like, you know, I asked him if he was Christian, and he said, yeah. You know, I was just getting, you know, just kind of picking his brain and whatnot. And because he was talking about how COVID-19 had changed everything, the price of everything, and you know how expensive everything is, and how like he sees like the highways being built right now, they're not gonna be like able to supply the demand of all the cars that's gonna be on the road, like how everything's like coming up to this point of like just complete stoppage. Like he knows that, and this is an Edomite, blue-eyed, like all of that. And you know, pretty much he was like, yeah, I believe Jesus is coming soon. And I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right, man.
Yep.
I believe that too.
Hey, that's beautiful, bro. These people are condemned, man. They understand that the end is right around the corner. But what is the end to you, though? You see? Just as the scripture say, what will that end be for you? You know? Especially if you just a 2/3 nigga or a silly ass nigga woman out here playing. You see, that end it's gonna be worse for you than these other heathens, man. And Esau. You see? But you got it.
God. This is Revelation chapter 17 and verse 7. Woman and of the beast that carrieth her, which has the 7 heads and the 10 horns.
Right. So he's explaining to him that he's about to explain to you what the mystery is of this beast and where it comes from. If you can hold Daniel 7, you know. Oh, you already? Okay. Let that brother read, because you stay where you at with the rep. Yeah.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7. This is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7. You want 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, and after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast.
Right, that 4th beast right there is talking about Rome. Okay, because when you go to Revelation 13 and 1 and on down,
and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth.
Right, that's talking about the Roman military, man. The Roman military was exceedingly strong, and those teeth go into how strong it really was, man.
Yeah.
Okay, they had weapons made out of iron. Okay, all their armory and all their artillery was made out of just pure iron, man. They was able to just trump any army, man. That's how they took down the Greeks. You see, The Greeks wasn't ready for them Romans, man. And then
If I may add,
You got it.
and another reason why they made they became iron teachers because the Romans were the first to actually mix their metal with carbon.
Oh, yeah.
And their iron with carbon, so it made it a lot more harder than the average iron. You know what I mean? That was us to do all that, but their iron, that technology, mixing that carbon with their iron, made their iron like, it was incredibly strong. So that's a huge point.
Yep.
Just to add on to it.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Brother just mentioned that, about carbon, because this nigga's obsessed with carbon.
Yeah.
You see what he's doing right now?
Yeah.
Carbon footprint. Why? This nigga trying to hoard the carbon, man. Make his kingdom even more rigid. You know what I'm saying? It says, start from top.
Yeah.
Daniel 7:7. After this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with.
Took over the dominance of that whole South Asian, Middle Eastern part over there, man. Okay, from what you have from Africa all the way up into Europe. That's why Europe today is known as the bottomless pit, because they're still it's still pretty much ran by them damn demons, them Edomites, man.
From all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
Right, because it was diverse from all the other kingdoms that was before it, and it had those 10 horns that's spoken about in Revelation chapter 13, okay, and Revelation chapter 11, okay, those same, chapter 17 that we're in right now, those same 10 horns are the same kingdom, the EU, that they're in bed with right now. That's how you can extrapolate how Rome still is in authority today. Go to Revelation 13. You got
Okay,
it.
I had a quick precept,
Yeah,
because
you got
what also made it diverse was the Senate. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You read First Maccabees 8th chapter.
Yep.
I got it right here if you
Yeah,
want.
you got it, brother.
It's First Maccabees chapter 8. I heard of their name as we're reading here in Daniel the 7th chapter concerning the fourth beast, known for doing that, kings. And Esau don't really deal with monarchy no more. That's the way it's supposed to. That's how the Lord, set things to be in the earth. You're supposed to have a king and then everybody in their own order after that. But this man, pretty much, just mixed up, and did a remix on the way how hierarchy is ran.
Yeah.
Right, with this damn Senate. And this is a part of the wine, man, the democracy.
Yeah, can I add on to that?
You got it, brother.
I wanted to touch on this because, like we're going into the political system that Rome introduced, that we use today, not only was their military powerful, but the political system was powerful because it really subjugated the people in the sense of, during monarchies, you always had the problem of revolutions, right? Or you always had the problem of people trying to uprise and usurp. But what the new political system did that they introduced is it gave people the illusion of choice. So if I can read this real quick, it says, the illusion of choice is a cognitive bias that causes people to believe they have more control over their lives than they actually do. The illusion of choice is often used in advertising and marketing to make people feel like they are in control of their purchase decision. Now that's just, a caveat, right? But that's another reason why America is so powerful, right? Not only do they have the military, but the democracy, the political system that comes with it, keeps them obedient, But this word coming out in these times is really putting an end to all of that, and people are starting to really realize what's going on.
This is based on the free movement of goods, peoples, services, and capital. So this is, again, letting you know, this is Rome 2.0 all over again.
Now we can get that Revelation 13 where they talk about that little horn. Yeah.
The two horns?
Yeah. Well, not the two horns.
Oh, but the little horn?
Yeah, the little horn, yeah. Because the two horns. Damn, it escapes me that one.
Churches,
Yeah.
Not that one, another one.
Where it says it's gonna be a little horn. Like verse 3, is it? Revelation 13. I mean, not the little horn, the deadly wound. It's like,
I got you. Yeah, this is Revelation 13 and verse 3. And it reads, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed.
right, that head that was wounded to death was Rome, okay? Because Rome got taken out of power during the Holy Roman Empire, all right? And then Jake started ruling, man, okay? But read that again.
It reads Revelation 13 verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast.
Right. And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So that Rome came back into power, Rome 2.0, which is America. And guess what? That golden cup that we talked about earlier in Revelation chapter 17, that golden cup is all the nations wondering after the beast right now. You see? So let's go back to Daniel 7, and we're going to read verse 8.
I had a quick one.
Oh, you got a precept?
Well, I was just gonna go to that word wonder for
Yeah,
you.
you got it.
That's spirit.
Is that, oh, you had it?
No, you got it.
Okay,
I
God.
was just looking at it about 5 minutes ago.
God. All right. This is damn. Where'd it go? So like, was that was in verse 4?
Verse 3.
Verse 3. Yeah. So like it. Here's that word wondered in the Greek.
Like admiration, it says.
Yeah, I don't see it. What the hell? So like, if you got it.
Yeah, I just remember it was to marvel and admiration.
Okay.
You talking about the word wondered in
Yeah,
the blue letter?
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
about
the
that.
blue letter, yeah.
Yeah, Esau probably going crazy trying to delete shit.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, I can't even find it. Right? It's literally not on here.
Yeah.
Wow. If I may,
Yeah, go, you got it, bro.
you find it interesting. What was the word you were looking for?
Wonder.
Wonder.
Yeah.
Like the brother said, going into like amazement or astonishment, just being like totally captivated. That's what John the Revelator was for a second when he saw the whore of America, Babylon the Great. It says that he was like marveled, and that's why the angel had to like check him real quick, like, yo, why you marveling?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's most of our people, and that was once us at a point in time. In the world, just totally like immersed in America, Babylon the Great, in its ways, man. That wine, drunken with the philosophies of this place. You got it?
Isaiah 29:9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink.
Right. It's a metaphorical wine. It's
Go crazy and pop pee on the handstand for Esau's BS, man. You see? And they're very wondered by what? The miracles that this man is able to do. Okay? And that's exactly what he's gonna start performing in the next coming days, man. With that MOTB and the juice that he done already spilled out on this place, he's gonna be able to do these miracles. He's gonna be able to make a paraplegic walk again. He's gonna make somebody that's blind be able to see again. And our people gonna keep being wondered at that. And they're gonna take ultimately that rev, they're gonna take that mark, and they're gonna get wandered right into a missile fire.
I got a quick before you got it. This is Sirach 19:2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away. And that's what makes America so goddamn dangerous, man. Because it's literally both of them. It's the whore, and then what does the whore have? Wine. It says, wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away. And who's those men of understanding ultimately that fell away? 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Us Israelites, us kings in exile. And this is how we fell away through ultimately the philosophies of the serpent, man. It says, and he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent, which goes into being immodest. Pretty much you don't show any type of modesty, any type of restraint. And cleaving into America, this harlot, you're not going to show any type of restraint. Why? Because Esau appeals to the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. That's part of the wine as well.
And Nahum chapter 3 and verse 4 and 5.
Man, the water, brother.
Okay. It reads, behold, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts that sell the nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts, behold, I am against thee, said the Albashal shall host, and will discover thy skirts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame.
Right. You can link that up with Isaiah 47:1 as well, because Isaiah 47:1 likens Edom, and Babylon the Great as being a lady that's not going to sit as a queen anymore. Her skirt is going to be lifted up. That's the same whore that the Nahum chapter 3 verse 4 went into right here. The multitude of harlots, the witchcrafts. We were supposed to get that back in Revelation 17:1, but we was going to pull it again around like the 16th verse, because Nineveh, ancient Nineveh, just like the brother said, you can compare that, or you can equate that with America today.
I think it's Kasha, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorcery is a sin, according to the book of Deuteronomy and Leviticus that the Lord said you shouldn't do, man. Esau is contrary to the Most High. You see? You got it.
It says witchcraft. That's all it really says.
Yep.
Socially.
I was looking.
going to take away or snuff this man's light out, his understanding. Was taking away the sound of rejoicing. It says, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth. These are the nations. For by thy Strong's G, so I can skip down here. Strong's G 5331. Pharmakia.
Yep.
It says the youth.
What Esau does, man, he administers drugs to our people. Okay, he administers drugs to his own people. They're hooked on opium. Okay, our people are hooked on. You see, back when you go into the garden, okay, Eden, when Adam and Eve, when they transgressed, ultimately, okay, he fed her.
Esau is the ultimate dope dealer, man.
Yep.
Like straight up, like he be trying to paint Jake, as Israelites as being dope dealers and gang. No, this nigga is the dope dealer throughout the whole world, man. Like it's not normal for a kingdom to have goddamn pharmacies on every corner, man. Like that, mixing compounds. You can't even say the name of them. It's got 30 letters in the word. Bro, that's witchcraft, man. Like that's why we need to pray, bro. Like, because not only does he put that in your medications, but now he's putting it in the food. He's putting the dragon juice in your food, in your poultry, and in your beef. So but if you ain't got the spirit of Yahweh Shah cover you, man, you through.
But in the early 1900s, that was always the standard. People knew like homeopathic remedies, like that was a way. But in the early 1900s, they pretty much came, Rockefellers and Rothschilds, they pretty much came with a whole new doctrine of like, hey, all that's BS. We coming with new synthetic chemical compounds that you can't, like the brother Asmoah said, you can't even pronounce, man. But because there's no profitability in something that can cure you. There's only profit in something that can keep you coming back and back and back and back, thinking you're.
If I may add to, it's crazy when you really think about it. It's like, what's the point of us having vitamin stores? Just think about that for a minute.
Yeah. Let's get back to that Daniel. You got something?
I mean, it was quick. Yeah, Job 13:4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value." Just touching on the point.
You got it. Go ahead.
Oh no, the point was made. All these pharmaceutical stores but all they're doing is multiplying the problem.
That next verse.
Okay. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and verse 8. And I considered the horns, and behold, there came up from among Salaki. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among
and philosophies just as Rome did. Okay, homosexuality, changing their kind, bestiality, and also the sin, like the brother brought out earlier. Okay, but this is the point right here. Read that next part.
God, it says, before whom there were 3 of the first horns
to war again with each other for what? Dominance, power, rule,
and a mouse.
Today, okay, he's speaking great things like black one world government. Okay, let's keep going. Revelation 17.
The bottomless pit.
Right, the beast that thou sawest was Rome years. That happened when Rome was taken out of captivity. Taken out of power. Rome was taken out of power, and Esau went back into the caves. You see, for 1,000 years. But what?
I wonder.
Right, he's gonna go back into perdition. Meaning this man know the prophet. Their minds in a delusional state. Somebody get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 around that 8th or 9th verse.
Now, if I can also add,
You got it.
because it says when they and at the bottom part of verse 8, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is, right? That yet is going into when.
Only like 2 and you got it.
I got 2 and 8.
Yeah.
Sorry, 8.
Yeah.
I want to say something.
Yeah, he started saying.
Yeah. But the mystery of iniquity does already work.
Right, the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Who is the mystery of iniquity? It's Esau. You see? Esau is the one who's pushed out everything contrary to the Lord. And he's ultimately the man of sin, just as it describes him up later in the chapter. Okay? Forming the chapter. Lord is letting him beguile people on the planet Earth right now. The Lord is letting him push out unrighteous decrees and just utter BS amongst these people right now. He's not doing it himself. It says that the Lord put over us the basis of men. He ain't put himself there.
And destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right, see, the Lord is revealing him, and he's being consumed through the spirit of his mouth. And who is his mouth, brothers?
Prophets.
The prophets. The prophets is the mouth of the Most High right now on the planet Earth. You see? Keep reading.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
Even him who's coming is after the workings of Satan, because Satan doesn't work as himself on the planet Earth. No, he has his minions, which are the Edomites, the wicked, okay? And he also works through 2/3 and everything, but the physical manifestation of Satan is Esau, Edom. And where can we find that at, brothers? Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. 1 verse 4.
Yeah, 1 through 4.
Mm-hmm. Job 9 and 24, Malachi 1 through 4. We ain't got Malachi 1 and 1 through 4. We ain't got to get it, but that's how you link that. You got it, brother.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Mm-hmm. See, those lying wonders. You see, those are the same wonders that's spoken about in Daniel, where we was just at, in Revelation 17. You see? Keep going, brother.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish,
Uh-huh.
because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Right, because our people not going to receive this truth. They're not going to ultimately take heed to how to gain sin, who's deceiving people. The word devil just means the deceiver.
That's right.
You see, but our people still being deceived, think it's just some imaginary guy on the ground with a pitchfork. You see, I wish it was, so I could just conjure him up and have him put to death by him. But no, that man is really gonna put him to death by a real man, which is Esau, even the self-proclaimed white man today, man. You see, you got it.
Shot.
They're gonna send strong delusion to our people and the heathen that what? That they should believe a lie which is the so-called self-proclaimed white man is our Lord and Savior. That's a lie. You see? Another lie. What? Women can just do whatever the hell they want to do. Okay? They can pick who they want to marry. Like they got nuts. You see?
There's more than 2 genders.
Yeah, there's more than, there you go.
Yeah.
You can be binary. You see?
Right.
All of these are lies, man. Okay? But that's the point on that. Read that one more time, brother.
And for this cause, a power shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie,
Mm-hmm.
that they might be damned who believe not in the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
Right. And our people have great pleasure in unrighteousness, man. They wear their filthy garments of just wickedness until they can't wear it no more. You know how a nigga say I'm gonna ride until the wheels fall off? That's our people. Riding Satanism and just deceitful wickedness until the wheels fall off. Isaiah 1 and 1 goes into how what they laden with iniquity. You know? But we can go back to Revelation 17.
I'll go a precept, officer.
You got it, brother.
Just a quick one. This is Job 12 and 16. Job 12 and 16, it reads, with him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and the deceiver are his.
That's it.
So the deceived are the 2/3 of our people, the other nations, and the deceiver is Esau, Edom. But all this is happening through the power and the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shah at the end of the day.
Right.
Which they don't know.
You got it.
All right, this is Revelation chapter 17, and we at verse 9. It says, and here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth.
Right. The 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the women sitteth. 7 governments, okay? Because mountains are spoken of as sometimes people, sometimes governments. Right here is the 7 governments of who once had dominion in the world, right? And it's going to explain that. Go to verse 10.
Okay. It says, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space.
Right. So those 7 kings going into the Britain and start their demise over here.
And in verse 11, you know, and the 8th is of the 7, going back to that little horn.
Yeah.
Name of the 7th chapter. So the 8th is also synonymous with the.
Because these Christians, man, they'll say all types of stuff. You look at it as a fairy tale book. You see? You got it.
Okay. Verse 12, it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings.
Yeah, you got it.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 1 and 18. The Bible prophecy goes into power, right? Particularly like a horn that you would, in our customs, you'll take a horn off of a ram, because a ram was
A harash. It says craftsman, artisan.
reading again. Exactly, the Romans. Now, who's going to destroy this rebellion?
The brother of James and Joseph.
And see that, and who were they speaking about? Yahweh Shah. Because Yahweh Shah. You got it. Now is it on that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. To fray them, to cast out the horns of the Jews. Who that for carpenter is.
See power they want to be in power, man, but they can't be in power. You see, because the primary person who holds their power is about to be toppled. You see, it says they gave their power and strength over.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, America's the same thing. The whore.
To not.
Right, everything that they done built, that they done got in bed with the whore to have, it says the Lord about to destroy it in 1 hour, man. You see? And how's that gonna happen? Through thermonuclear missiles, man. You see? The Lord said Esau about to vomit all his riches up in Job chapter, Job chapter 20? Yeah. You got it, brother.
And every shipmaster and all the companies in the ships and sailors and as many as trade by sea stood afar off.
Right. And man, you can liken that to actual ships, you see? They're standing afar off, like how the brother Tazma broke down yesterday. You know, like earlier, about 2 years ago, we had a big slowdown of trade. You know, these ships were just off in the sea, just not even delivering, still in bed with America. You see, but you got some nations like, hey, we still not finna keep doing this. Like Saudi Arabia, they said we're gonna put the dollar down. You know, what's that guy in Africa who said that, man? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, what was that? The Kenyan president?
Yeah, the Kenyan president. You know, these nations, they like, man, look, we tired of this, man. We don't see nothing but failure dealing with this war. You know, read that again, brother.
Revelation 18, chapter 18, verse 17 says, "For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in the ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off."
Right, keep reading.
"And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?"
Yeah, what the hell we finna do now? You see, we ain't got nobody else to do business with. You see, what city we gonna make money with? Like how we just been making money like that with America, you know?
Yeah, Salaki, brother.
You got it?
I was just gonna say because the heathen nations are like likened unto beasts, like dogs.
Yep.
You know, the scripture calls them like dogs. So like you know that's why the main characters, the protagonist and the antagonist in the Lord's movie is Jacob and Esau.
Yeah.
Esau gonna have his rule for the period of time, and the heathen nations is gonna cleave unto him. But when Jacob is back in power, heathen nations is gonna cleave unto us as well. You know?
Yep, the water. Keep reading on that verse 19.
Verse 19 it says, "And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, at last, that great city wherein we were made rich, all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate."
Right. So at last, this place is through. You see, everything that we done built, okay, everything that we wish we could have had with this war, all of them been made desolate, man. You see?
Okay. And it says, "Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles."
Because this is the same place when our dead bodies lie, okay, in a city likened to Sodom and Egypt, man. Okay, this place has some prophets because what? Reincarnation is a real thing. Okay, those men are still living today. They came back in their present lifetime to see this place fall, man. That's why Ezra said, "Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?" Because he knew he was going to come back during this time, man. You know? That's right. Let's go back to Revelation 17, first time.
"And the Lamb shall overcome them."
Right. Get Revelation 19 and y'all know.
11.
Yeah. Read it.
And this harlot, man.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 19, verse 11. "And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war."
Yeah, see, it says the Lamb is about to make war. And now it says he is about to make war. So you just got to follow the precepts and follow the outline of what the scriptures is giving you, man. Okay? The Lord is likening Yahweh Shah to a lamb because what? He was the ultimate sacrifice for the nation of Israel, man. And what do they do with lambs? A lamb will come up and just get in a position, okay, and go ahead and take that death. Because it understands its role. And Yahweh Shah understood his role when he had to commit that sacrifice for us, man. For the elect. Okay? Ultimately for the whole house of Israel, but, you know, the elect for right now. The kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord. You see? Because these other nations, they're like kingdoms, man. When you go to Dubai and look at how they living over there, hey man, that's like a little small fracture of what we hope to have in the kingdom. But we know it's gonna be way better than that. You know?
Of his Mashiach, and he shall reign forever and ever.
Right. So that's why the Lord is about to. That's why the scriptures liken him as a lamb who what is about to make war. Okay, with the Lord of Lords in Revelation 17 and 14, where we at. Anybody have another point?
That's why it says in the following verse in Revelation 19 and 12, upon his head were many crowns.
Yeah.
And where did we read? Was that in First Maccabees that it said they didn't put crowns on their heads because of the Senate? Man, bro.
Yeah.
Man, this book is beautiful, bro.
Yep.
How the Lord got, man.
Each scripture makes a prevalent connection to the other.
Yeah.
You know, that's why it says line upon line, precept upon precept, man. You know? But read that next verse. Okay, read that next verse. Like, read the whole thing out.
Con, I got you.
Yeah.
Back in the book of Revelation 19 to 12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself.
Yep.
You know
And he had a name that no man knew. That's why the names are important, man. Okay, only the elect is gonna know the actual names of the Heavenly Father and Son and cling to them. You see? You got a point too?
Okay.
Okay. And you got
This is Daniel 2 and 32. It says, verse 31. Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. This was when Daniel was breaking down King Nebuchadnezzar's dream that troubled him. Right? It says, this great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof were threshing floors. And we read Jeremiah 51 and 33. Right? It says, O daughter of Babylon is the summer threshing floor. Which what happens on the threshing floor? That's where harvesting happens, man. You know, where you separate the wheat from the chaff. It says, and the wind carried them. That wind is going into the ice beam nuclear blast. Destruction, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found.
That's beautiful. Just kind of laying back, and that's what the both preachers fire. And that lines up perfectly with 2 Esdras 13, talking about the chariot coming to do their work.
We'll go ahead and finish with the last 3 verses right here. They pretty much self-explanatory.
And naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Right, and we're seeing the accumulation of that right now, the culmination of that right now. These other heathen nations are starting to really bat an eye at America for all the filth that they took part in doing with her, man. You see, that democracy has been not only the beginning of the hell on these other nations, but it's also the end of America on these other nations, man. Because they're like, man, we don't want that. We don't want to be a part of that, man. You know, all of that damn homoism that they done put out over there. They got the women over there being what you call it, antagonists to their husband. They don't want to do what their husbands tell them to do. Yeah. Man, you got women over there getting put to death for doing the hand of the Lord, man. Okay, the Lord is putting on these particular kings and various authorities across the seas to come against America. That's what this scripture just said. Okay, it says the Most High has put in their hearts to fulfill His will. You see.
And it says, he turneth it whatsoever he will.
Right. He turneth it whithersoever so he will, man. Just like he had Pharaoh put hell on the Israelites when we was in captivity. Just like he had Pharaoh say, no, he ain't gonna let them go. And then until he said, I'll let them go. That's when, you know, the Lord putting on their hearts to do that. So read that one more time, brother.
Revelation chapter 17 and verse 17 says, for the Most High have put in their hearts to fulfill His will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the word of the Most High shall be fulfilled.
Right. So they gave over their authority to this beast, the EU, the NATO system under Esau, Edom. They gave over their authority to him for a time, man. Until what? Until the will of the Lord shall be fulfilled. You got it, brother.
Verse 18, it says, and the woman which thou sawest in that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth.
Right, and that's the whore that's spoken about in Isaiah 47:1. That lady, she ain't sitting there as no queen no more, man. Okay? All the evil deeds of America is already put on blast, man. All the propaganda that you tried to use to make this place be an angel of light, and that shit being disannulled, I mean, you know? So, you know, Lord willing, anybody got anything else? Lord willing, this was edifying. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh.